Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. It was technical difficulties. Um, Today, before I start the show, hi, welcome to So Good the Podcast. I'm KD. Let's get the show started. So, before I head into the show today, my thoughts and prayers goes out to everyone, to the loved ones that's out here trying to provide for themselves. Someone was in the news, basketball player by the name of LeBron James' son. He collapsed in the practice today, I believe at the University of USC. Excuse me, my thoughts and prayers goes out to him and his family. From the latest news I've heard, he's doing better, much better. So that's a positive, always a positive thing. So going forward, like I stated, we need to love one another and appreciate and respect one another. So my prayers goes out to that family and or individual. So moving forward, so today's show, a couple things came across the radar, and I would like to speak on it. This here is briefly. I know last episode I informed you all that possibly I might be speaking about some work that's been done in the past that I've done work for, So Gifted and the colleagues that's So Gifted affiliated with. I will get to that soon. But before that, I would like to start off with, they're talking about a World ID. Yes, a World ID. To where as though a tech CEO wants to scan your eyes for global ID. Well, he says that it's going to happen if you like it or not. This is where we are from pre-ordering flying cars, and everything going forward. It's just this is the new norm. So with that, with text and things of that nature, with AI, this is across my radar as well. AI has a new chip that uses human brain tissues, just got military funded. The human brain is a marvelous thing. Not only have scientists experiment proven that human brain cells can learn faster than AI, but some scientists are now even utilizing brain cells in the use of their AI chips, making them faster and stronger than ever. Last year, researchers from Monash University created what they what's called Dash Brain. That's a unique name for it. It's a semi AI chip that's introduced to human mouse brain cells into design. That this brain was exceptionally promising, learning to play a version of Pong in just 5 minutes. The promise could be harnessed even more going forward, too, as a project surrounding this human brain AI chip has received a grant of $400,700 from Australia National Intelligence and Security Discovery and Research Grants Program. This could allow them to create more advanced versions of the disc brain. The researcher says they will be using the grant to develop more advanced AI machines that can the learning of a biological neutral network. So, I'm sorry for that part. It's just that now they are using humans to orchestrate and organize what they want going forward, continue to allowing the robots to replace the humans, and humans need to wake up and see that they are replacing you. So if you want to continue and thinking what you're doing is still the norm on how to survival techniques, or just the right thing to do for your, not only in real time, but for your future, you and your loved ones, you have to do your homework, research, and look in the mirror and just say, you know what, is this the life that I really want? Okay, so moving forward, Lowe's is on my radar. Lowe's workers got fired after being, a worker gets fired after being punched 3 times trying to stop thieves. According to the Rincon Police Department, 3 people entered the store June 15th and loaded up a shopping cart with about $2,000 of merchandise and products. Police said as the group was trying to leave without paying, a 68-year-old employee named Miss Harnsberg, Donetta Harnsberg, tried to stop them and grabbed the cart. I don't know why, but it's just. But that's when one of the thieves hit her in the face 3 times. According to police, she suffered a swollen black eye before the trio left the store. Officers said they were able to arrest one of the suspects, identified as Jamar Lawton. They are currently looking for Tagia Berry and Joseph Berry, who remain on the run. The 2 are niece and uncle. Okay, that's what has been reported. Okay, the department said after the incident, the lady that got struck, Hansbrough is the last name, ended up being fired from Lowe's for violating the store policy by attempting to stop the thieves. The 68-year-old had worked for the company for 13 years. Okay, she's been there for 13 years, so that means she should have known the policy, the company's policy. The way the world's going today, people are taking upon themselves to take things and survive, right? So those who work for companies or in corporate America, they are passing more laws in states that they don't want you going after these thieves. Just allow them to do whatever they're doing, and then they just take care of that in the long run. Employees, I don't know what's the thinking process behind that. If you was told not to do it, why are you doing it? And now you were struck by an individual, and now you are out of a job that you worked for 13 years. So your experience within the company is not enough for you to keep your job. So my thoughts and prayers goes out to her and her loved ones. I'm not sure how she's going to provide for whoever she was providing for, but my prayers go out to her. So moving forward, Salmonella. Yes, Salmonella is on my radar. It has been an outbreak in affected multiple states linked to ground beef, the CDC said. The CDC is investigating a new Salmonella outbreak that has led to multiple hospitalization. In an alert issued Tuesday, the agency said at least 16 people have fallen and 6 required to be in the hospital. As part of the Salmonella outbreak, the illness linked to the investigation were first reported in late April, and the most recent was in mid-June. While investigators are still reviewing the incident, they say 9 patients reported eating ground beef before feeling ill. Those who remember the ground beef they purchased identified as 80% lean beef purchased at ShopRite. That's the locations Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. Among the 16 people who became ill, 9 live in New Jersey, 5 are from New York, and Connecticut and Massachusetts have each confirmed one case of Salmonella that was linked to the outbreak. The CDC warns there could be more sick people in these states or others who recovered with medical care and are therefore not tested for Salmonella. For those who are tested, can take up to a month to determine whether they are linked to the specific outbreak. As many are 3 of those who became ill under the age of 5. The CDC shows that the oldest patient was 97 years old. And congrats to those that made it to 97 to 100. Since 2016, there have been several large outbreaks of Salmonella linked to ground beef. They have the affection of the Salmonella are commonly associated with diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. According to the CDC, symptoms can be between 6 hours and 6 days after you've been ingested the bacteria. Most people are able to recover without receiving treatment within 4 to 7 days. Illnesses can only be diagnosed with a laboratory test of person's stools, body tissue, and or fluids. It's just with the food, with everything that's taking place in the world. You have to be mindful. Health is wealth, as I always say on using this platform and on this, this episodes, that you have to be mindful what you put in your body, because that do determine how you feel, how you operate, how you think, just mood swings, things of that nature, and how you treat one another. If you're not putting healthy things in your body, how you expect it to receive great results. Okay, so moving forward, since we are on the food and or what's best for your body, Romaine lettuce is on my radar. And with the lettuce, they've been pulled out of grocery stores in 4 states due to contamination of deer droppings. Yes, it's contamination in that they saying it's deer droppings. That's on lettuce right now. Okay, so give me a second. Sorry about that. Yes, even the camera and everything had been affected with that. Yeah, so the GO Corporation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, just issued a recall for 11,500 pounds of Romaine lettuce and accompanying lettuce mix due to the potential presence of deer feces, which could transmit several illnesses such as E. coli. As Found Safety News report, the recall, which was started on June 16th of 2023, still remains active, and the lettuce products have been distributed to Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, and Wisconsin. The outlet listed all affected product codes, bags, and other information, and stressed that the consumers who have acquired the recall lettuce items should discard them promptly and not consume them. But they would. According to the Mayo Clinic, not all strains of E. coli are life-threatening. However, certain types can cause serious distress. In very rare cases, this bacterial infection can even lead to death. The FDA recently posted a warning regarding the recall of romaine lettuce due to potential contamination, which I stated, from deer feces. It's crazy how these things are coming out now. It's crazy. So these feces can, contain various bacteria. While the FDA enforcement page has alerted consumers to recall, there is currently no information available regarding any illness related to the recall. Okay, so they haven't heard anything from somebody. That's what they reporting, that they haven't heard anything about this lettuce being not good for you. So we are going to wait and see about that going forward. That's why we report it here on this platform. The things that's going on out here in the world today. You have to be mindful. So at the end of the day, what are we doing? So I'm going to give a brief story about a few things that took place. Not too long ago. Don't worry about it. But I was on tour with a few of my peers and family members that, that's involved or partake in music industry or in on the entertainment world. It was a call that was, they reached out to see if, the people that I was with wanted to purchase a commercial property. They were talking, negotiating, and whatnot. The person that was willing to sell to these individuals and no group said a number. They didn't, they didn't say yes or no, but the owner wanted them to come check it out, to sit down and talk further. Make a long story very short, the family members I know, peers that, affiliated with what I know, they decided not to go because they was busy. We was on tour at that time, like I stated. So I took the chance when I was on the side. At that time, I was in Atlanta. This call came from Washington, D.C., from a venue on 8th Street. So I decided myself, get to provide a service and a product, with Monumental Music Group and or EUSE. So I decided to show face and present an opportunity to the owner there. The owner agreed to what we spoke about and agreed on. Opportunity was given on one particular day. I informed him that I just don't look to just do one event. I look to help with the commercial property 7 days a week. That's what it's about. Business, right? I don't know who just does one event and that's just pretty much okay. Moving forward, so he heard me, and other things was asked from my side of the table was that whatever days and dates and or what's going on. So he informed me, he has other people on the schedule. We see what they're going to do, and we just go from there. So moving forward, the date that was given, it turned out the way it should have, based off of the weather and everything like that. But going forward, we talked about, doing it again and whatnot, right? Of course, contingent to the weather. But other than that, the very next time, which was the following Thursday, right? It was an event. Not only it was just a event, it was more than just a event. It was a party. It was the place to be. If you want to, check out the dates or the flyers, things of that nature, you can go on So Gifted production page, and you can see the dates of what I'm referring to. And this particular location is on 8th Street, and it's on the rocks. So moving forward, after that Thursday, we had a meeting. Asking about, did they appreciate the service and the product there? They said yes, it was a great turnout. It did very well. And from there, they've been up ever since. In my opinion, they are one of the best clubs in Washington, D.C. You can argue that they're the best on 8th Street. At the end of the day, I ask you all that are tuning in and are watching, if you go from wanting to sell, but mind you, it was a 5-star restaurant that I was aware of, that I was affiliated with, that I knew the owner there. It was a five-star restaurant there. They closed down right before the pandemic hit. So obviously they wanted to get out the game because they wasn't sure what was going to take place. I stated earlier that these particular location wanted to sell, and now that that you met me and you agreed to what was agreed upon, you living your best life, for lack of term. The location is doing very, very well. There's no complaints. What they say, well-oiled machine. They doing well. Employees and everyone there are getting along. The atmosphere is great. It just, things are being ran the way it should be. Since then, he's been up. That entity and or location been, like I said, doing very well. Just like to ask the people, if you go from wanting to sell because you're not sure what's about to take place to all of a sudden you're doing better than before I showed up, what is that? That's what I like to know. Earlier we had a little technical difficulties, with the lighting and what was being played. So I'm gonna play something. Give me 1 second. I see people in the building. Closing out. The player's closing out.
Let's state the obvious. You see that I'm cocky. I'm on my business. It's a known fact. Your own shoe wouldn't flop if I flipped it. I spin cash. Never been asked. No bitch can have me. And there's no verse in me in verses. I curve a nigga without the hook. I like this rap shit. It's like I'm fighting with my words. You know I be on my bully and these bitches got no nerve. I'm trying to balance out my life. Ain't no room for holding grudges. If you looking like you trying to pop, I'm with it. Shorty, fuck it. I'm not ducking nothing. I'm on all these bitches' heads. Birds, geese, goose, whatever. Back and frontals off their heads. Can't nobody touch me, son. Not talking about no melanin. I'm mad disrespectful.
Fuck you and fuck your president.
Polo boys like a bitch, body tight in the pussy. What I learned from all these gangsters remain solid. I could never switch. Probably the only time you heard me rap about my pussy. Cause it's a fact. You never heard about me act like no pussy. Now stop asking questions like why Kanye ain't signed yet. They been fronted that paper. It's just that a bitch ain't signed yet. I'm hearing that my reputation stuck up and not friendly. If I'm always in somebody's face, I'm supposed to get that Bentley. How I'ma feed my son and stay away from my past. I'm focused on the prize. I can't afford to come in last. How you feeling secret? You won't say in public. Be real instead of a high five. How about I tag you like you retail? Before the TV, I been me. Shout out to Mona Scott. Popping hot shit cause I'm Cayenne. Duh, I know I'm hot. And this beat, yeah, I'm walking like I'm Nipsey on it. Challenge, I step to the T, fuck stupid, I go grizzly on it. This what I was born to do. Leave the pack and entertain. Don't think you understand me, cause in my voice you can hear my pain. Fuck all you niggas, old and the new. Y'all could get it too. Now what y'all wanna do? Toe to toe, the only time that I play footsie with a nigga. Tryna see me in this rap shit, better book me, little nigga. Always smoking, but want nothing. Hold that L, I got the W. And none of y'all boys can fuck with me, so I'm not fucking none of you. Nah, just believe it if I said it, cause if I said it, I've been authentic. What I gotta edit. I see you jealous how I pen it, but you gotta understand it. This is my house here, and you are just a tenant. Cayenne.
Hi, I'm KD. This is So Good the Podcast. See you later.